Hello, everyone. A very warm good afternoon to one and all present over here. I am back again with a wonderful session of IELTS Practice Test, where I am helping you in order to solve the questions of your IELTS examination and will let you know how to apply those strategies, how to apply all the tips and tricks that I'll be telling you in order to solve the particular question of a particular module. Okay, so now without wasting any further time, let me know that you guys are here and please mark your attendances out here. Hi Harpreet, hello. Very good afternoon. I hope you're doing great. Come on now, be quick and let me know that you guys are here so that I can start up the session. And today I'm here with a wonderful question, and I know that you all are going to like it because today I'm going to deal with the true false not given. Okay, so true false not given is a kind of question that I'm going to deal with, which is, I know, a bit complicated because it becomes very difficult to identify which statement will be having a tag of like not given, false and true. And majorly the difference between false and not given is something which is very complicated to understand, and every time when you come up solving the question, you might you know get into being confused and you're not able to figure out the answers. Okay, so let's get started and let's discuss what are the topics we'll be covering. So first of all, yes, so definitely the reading passage and how to solve questions and solutions. Okay, come on now, be quick. Jaldi aa jao. I'm waiting. ठीक है, चलो शुरू करते हैं. First of all, the very first thing that I usually say, that the very first thing that you have to do is read the instructions and read the questions, specifically in true, false, not given. Hi Sumit, आ गया? Very good, अच्छी बात है. अब आ गए तो पढ़ाई शुरू कर दो. Good afternoon. Okay. Chalo, shuru karte hain. I was saying that the very first thing that I usually repeat on saying that read the question, read the instructions, and go ahead with the answers, right? So the very first thing that you need to understand ki what is true, false, not given, and on the contrary, we have ma'am, you got cold? Yes, I've got cold. It's been for past 2 to 3 days, and I haven't recovered from it. I'm taking the medications though. Anyways, okay. So I was telling you that let's get started with the question. Now, you need to understand the difference between true, false, not given, and yes, no, not given. Okay, there are two kind of similar question, almost similar question that usually comes in your IELTS examination. Basically, the first is true, false, not given, and the other one is yes, no, not given. If I talk about true, false, not given, that we are going to talk about it today. So listen to me carefully what it exactly means. So first of all, before moving ahead, I would like to just read the instructions for you guys. Okay. Do the following statement agree with the information given in reading passage 1? Okay. In boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet, write. So in the boxes of 1 to 5 in your answer sheet, you need to write there are certain things or the answers how you need to present is true if the statement agrees with the information. True, you have to mark the statement true if the statement agrees with the information. Next is false if the statement contradicts the information. What is the meaning of contradicts? Contradiction means when two opinions clashes, and specifically when two different opinion clashes, that is what is known as contradiction, right? Now, if I talk about the third one, which is not given, if there is no information on this, definitely this is the reason we are marking it not given, right? Hi Rahul, good afternoon ma'am, sorry for being late. That's okay, fine, no worries. Now, okay, so first is true, false and not given. The statement agrees with the passage, with the information. The statement contradicts the information, and the third is if there is no information mentioned. Now, it's really very important to know what exactly we are going to deal with. First of all, you need to make one thing sure, and that is why do we usually write true, टू अ स्टेटमेंट, ठीक है। अब इसको ध्यान से सुनना, यू आर गोइंग टू गेट स्टेटमेंट। देखो यहाँ पे यू कैन सी देयर आर फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट 1 2 3 4 5, वी गॉट 5 स्टेटमेंट्स, ठीक है। We've got 5 statements. Now these statements are not usually going to be, the questions are not usually telling you in which para you are going to get the statements. It's just that the very first thing that you need to do is locate the paragraph, okay? So सबसे पहले तो you need to locate the paragraph. Whatever the relevant information is being mentioned, you need to look upon to that. Aapko at the same time, you need to look for the skimming, scanning, and the careful reading. Everything you need to take in consideration. Now, next if I'm going to talk about, तो ये हो गया, ठीक है. Passage statement पढ़ के from which you are going to, cross check it. So the thing that you can be reliable on is going to be the passage. ठीक है. वट एवर स्टेटमेंट, अब ये जो स्टेटमेंट है, दे आर नॉट आस्किंग यू अ क्वेश्चन एंड दे आर नॉट लाइक हैविंग अ कंफ्यूजन आउट ऑफ इट. दिस इज अ स्टेटमेंट एंड स्टेटमेंट मीन्स दे आर कमिटिंग दैट द स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू टू द नेचर. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इट इज मेंशन्ड इन द पैसेज, ओके. इफ इज इट सो, देन यू आर गोइंग टू मार्क इट एज ट्रू. अगर यही सेम स्टेटमेंट इज एग्जैक्टली मेंशन इन द पैसेज, नो व्हेन आई से एग्जैक्टली मेंशन, आई डू नॉट मीन कि यही सेम चीज लिखी होगी, बट द मीनिंग एंड द इन्फरेंस ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट इज गोइंग टू बी एग्जैक्टली मैचिंग विद द पैसेज, देन यू आर गोइंग टू मार्क द स्टेटमेंट एज ट्रू. But whatever is written over here, the cork oak has the thickest bark of any living tree. If the information is contradicting, for example, it says the cork oak has thinnest bark of any living tree. यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? Thickest. And the passage में क्या बोल रहा है? Thinnest. It means the piece of information that is mentioned in is false. Though the information is given, cork की बात हो रही है, oak tree की बात हो रही है, bark की बात हो रही है, everything is there. But the fact is, whatever information is given, it's not exactly matching it's not exactly matching with the meaning of the passage. It means यहाँ पे कुछ और लिखा है, passage में कुछ और बोल रहा है. It means it is false. ठीक है. अब आ जाता है not given पे. For example, the cork oak has the thickest bark of any living tree if this is the statement that is being given. ठीक है, ये statement आपको दिया है question में, and let's see in the passage they might be talking about that particular topic, but they haven't mentioned anything about the bark, about the thickness of the bark, and anything that is related to the bark that has to cater to this statement. ठीक है, if there is no such information mentioned, you are going to mark it as not given. Clear? ठीक है. अच्छा, now Good afternoon, Sayash. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. That's okay. Dogs bark and trees bark. What is the difference? See, the dog's bark is the voice of a dog, okay? And the trees bark is like क्या कहते हैं उसको जो ट्रीज होते हैं, ट्रीज के जो आउटर शेल होता है उसको bark कहते हैं, ठीक है? That is how I can explain it to you. Now, first of all, what you need to do is you need to locate the paragraph, okay, in which you might get the responses. And how you're going to locate it? The very first strategy that you are going to apply is keywords. Okay, सबसे पहले you need to locate the paragraph, and through which you are going to locate it through keywords. This is the reason marking keywords is really very important. ठीक है, ये हो गया. Next you are going to figure out Next, you are going to figure out whether the information provided or the sentence statement provided, it is actually aligning with the fact that's mentioned in the passage or not. Now, one thing, if you already know about the paragraph या topic या जिसके बारे में भी बात हो रही है, जिसके बारे में we are having the passage, ठीक है? If you already know something about the passage, you don't have to rely on what you know. You don't have to change the passage. You don't have to take your decision depending upon what you know. You need to take the decision on the information that is mentioned in the passage. ठीक है? If you find out कि for example आपका जो perception है वो अलग है with respect to what is given, do not rely on that. Do not rely on what you know. Getting it? Rely on what's there in the passage. I'm telling you again and again. And at the time of marking the responses, true false की जगह पे yes no लिख के मत आ जाना. Even though your answers are correct, it will be marked as wrong. ठीक है, तो यू नीड टू टेक स्पेशल केयर ऑफ इट. एंड एक बार आंसर्स लिखने के बाद मेक श्योर यू गिव इट वन शॉट ऑफ रिविजन एटलीस्ट, सो दैट यू गेट टू नो कि आपने ट्रू फॉल्स की जगह येस नो तो नहीं लिखा है, इधर उधर तो कुछ नहीं लिख दिया है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू माइट गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन द स्टेटमेंट एंड यू माइट एंड अप राइटिंग द रॉन्ग आंसर. सो एक बार रिविजन कर लेना and make sure you find out, and don't change your responses until and unless you have a strong reason to go ahead and change it. And also one thing that this is something which is very rare you should be taking in, but it's a recommendation. Agar aap chaho to you can apply it. Go for your instinct. If your instinct says that this statement is true or false, go for it. Do not dive deep and start overthinking about the statement, because जब आप overthinking शुरू करते हो ना, you are going to end up having a chaos in your mind and a mess in your mind, right? ठीक है, तो that fact is what I'm trying to tell you is make sure you take everything and be very concentrated at the time of solving the question. नहीं तो अगर आपको पैसेज नहीं समझ में आया है, आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन नहीं सॉल्व कर पाओगे. फिर इवन दो आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग यू 1 hour फॉर द एंटायर रीडिंग सेक्शन और 2 hour फॉर द एंटायर रीडिंग सेक्शन, इट इज नेवर गोइंग टू बी इनफ फॉर यू, राइट? गुड आफ्टरनून अंजलि. Okay, so whatever you are solving, it should be your take, and whatever you are solving, you should be solving it with full concentration and be attentive when you're solving it. And make sure you focus on developing your reading skill, because until unless you understand the passage, you are never going to provide the questions the correct answers, right? So take care. Now let's move ahead. अच्छा, सबसे पहला statement पढ़ते हैं. What is the first statement that we are having? ठीक है, सबसे पहला है द कॉर्क ओक हैज थिकेस्ट बार्क. द कॉर्क ओक, व्हाट्स रॉन्ग, चलो The cork oak is a name of a tree, has thickest bark of any living tree. Okay, so try and avoid articles while reading the statements. कोशिश करो because it's definitely going to take enough of your time and आपके पास ज़्यादा time नहीं है, तो articles को try करना, avoid करना, just go with the main information that has been provided. ठीक है, तो जो cork oak has the thickest bark, whatever the cork is. अच्छा, ओके, सो कॉर्क इज लाइक डेफिनेटली जो आप वाइन बॉटल्स में देखते हो ना, दैट इज देयर टू एज अ स्टॉपर सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग होता है, राइट. इट इज मेड फ्रॉम द ओक ट्री. ठीक है, ओक ट्री के बार्क से बनता है. सो दिस इज द थिंग दैट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू कि वो जो कॉर्क होता है वो ओक ट्री के बार्क से बनता है. तो दिस इज व्हाट द पैसेज माइट बी टॉकिंग अबाउट कि जो कॉर्क का ओक होता है हैज द थिकेस्ट बार्क ऑफ एनी लिविंग ट्री. मतलब अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑल द लिविंग ट्री, उस पर्टिकुलर ट्री का जो बार्क होता है वो बहुत ज्यादा थिकेस्ट होता है. दिस इज व्हाट द स्टेटमेंट इज कमिटिंग. ठीक है, अभी वो वी आर गोइंग टू क्रॉस चेक इट. Scientists have developed a synthetic cork with the same cellular structure as natural cork. So scientists ने develop किया है एक synthetic cork जो कि has same cellular structure होता है natural cork की तरह. ठीक है, individual cork oak trees must be left for 25 years. तो individual cork ओक ट्री के जो कॉर्क्स होते हैं उनको छोड़ा जाता है फॉर 25 years between the first and second harvest. Now you need to make sure that whatever is written over here in the statement, is it actually present in the passage or not. Do not rely on half of the information that is being given. अब ये नहीं कि keywords match कर लिया, हाँ true लिख दिया. Don't do that. Take your decisions wisely. Cork bark should be stripped in dry atmospheric condition. We are confined to have dry atmospheric condition में ही उन्हें stripped out करना चाहिए, यानी harvest करना चाहिए या निकालना चाहिए. ठीक है, the only way to remove the bark from the cork oak trees is by hand. The only way to harvest the bark of the oak tree is by hand. Right, these are the statements which are given over here. अगर आपको कभी भी कोई problem हो, make sure you write the synonyms on top of the like above the statement so that you have a Hindi version of it, or however you are comfortable with it. Make sure if the question is not according to you, make it according to you. Understand what it is exactly wanted to ask to you. ठीक है, if you're going to invest your time and effort in question, trust me, you will be able to figure out the answers very quickly and accurately as well. ठीक है, चलो अब आ जाते हैं पैसेज पे and let's read the passage and let's understand this. Okay, we've got the question over here. Question हमने पहले से ही पढ़ रखे हैं. We know the keywords and all that. Let's have a quick look at the passage. And okay, जैसे मैंने कल बताया था, you need to know when to start, when to stop and when to follow a certain structure of skimming, scanning, careful reading and how you are going to go ahead with the thing. ठीक है, चलो. Cork, the thick bark of the cork oak tree is remarkable material. It is tough, elastic, buoyant and fire resistant and suitable for wide range of purposes. It has also been used for millennia. The ancient Egyptians sealed their sarcophagi stone coffins with cork, while the ancient Greeks and Romans used it for anything from beehives to sandals. This is eventually giving you the introduction of cork. Okay, and the cork itself is an extraordinary tree. Its bark, now here, from here the information of bark is being provided. Its bark grows up to 20 centimeter in thickness. Okay, so it's written here that the bark grows to 20 centimeter in thickness, but it is not provided yet that it is one of the thickest among all the living tree. Insulating the tree like coat wrapped around the trunk and branches and keeping the inside the constant 20 degrees Celsius all year round. Developed most probably as a defense against forest fires, the bark of the cork has particular cellular structure with about 40 million cells per cubic centimeter that technology has never succeeded in replicating. The cells are filled with air, which is why cork is so buoyant It also has an elasticity, that means you can squash it and watch it spring back to its original size and shape when you release the pressure. Like, you know, it has so much cells कि जब आप उसके बार को लेके ऐसे squash करोगे, when you're gonna, like, you know, put a pressure on it, it's going to get back to its original shape. That is where the elasticity comes into action. This is what is being told in the entire paragraph. Oaks grow in the number of Mediterranean countries, including Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, and Morocco. They flourish in warm, sunny climates when there is a minimum of 400 millimeters of rain per year. अच्छा, so far we have read it till here. अगर हम first statement की बात करते हैं, तो what it says, the cork oak has the thickest bark of any living tree. ठीक है. बट अगर हम यहाँ पे देखें तो ओवर हियर वी डिड गेट एन इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट द थिकनेस ऑफ द बार्क विच इज 20 सेंटीमीटर एंड वी डिड हैड अ ग्लिम्स ऑफ हाउ मेनी व्हाट इज द सेलुलर स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर बार्क. बट हमें ये नहीं पता चला कि इट इज अमंग वन ऑफ द थिकेस्ट ऑफ द एंटायर लिविंग ट्रीज to which ये इंफॉर्मेशन और दिस पार्ट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इज नॉट मेंशन. तो इसको हम क्या लिखेंगे? नॉट गिवन. एंड ऑल ऑफ यू NG, TF ये सब लिख के नहीं आना. इफ इट इज नॉट गिवन देन राइट नॉट गिवन. इफ इट इज ट्रू देन राइट ट्रू. इफ इट इज फॉल्स देन राइट फॉल्स. राइट द एंटायर थिंग. वहां पे आलस करके मत आना कि नॉट गिवन है तो NG लिख के चले आए, ट्रू है तो T लिख के चले आए, फॉल्स है तो F लिख के चले आए. थोड़ा एफर्ट लगा लेना और स्पेलिंग पूरी लिख के चले आना. ठीक है, चलो. नाउ not more than 800 millimeters. like अब हमारा next question क्या है? Scientists have developed synthetic cork with the same cellular structure as natural cork. अगर if we're gonna dive deep into it, तो हमें ये पता चलेगा कि यहाँ पे आंसर मिल चुका था ऑलरेडी. ठीक है, the fact is cubic centimeter, that technology has never succeeded in replicating. replicating का मतलब क्या होता है? replicating का मतलब होता है कॉपी करना. ठीक है, रेप्लिकेटिंग का मतलब होता है कॉपी करना. तो उसकी जो थिकनेस है, उसकी जो सेल्यूलर सेंटीमीटर है, जो भी नेचुरल फीचर्स अवेलेबल है उस दैट पर्टिकुलर बार्क में ओक ट्री के, विच इज समथिंग जो कि इतना नेचुरल है, इतना हाई लेवल पे है कि उसको साइंटिस्ट या टेक्नोलॉजी, साइंटिस्ट तो नहीं मेंशन है, आई एम नॉट गोना से दैट, टेक्नोलॉजी हैज फेल्ड टू रेप्लिकेट इट. उसकी कॉपी अभी तक वो नहीं बना पाए. ठीक है मैम. हाउ टू सॉल्व फुल रीडिंग ऑन टाइम? How to solve full reading on time? Go for the relevant information. I am reading the entire passage so that मैं आपको बता पाऊँ कहाँ पे आप figure out कर सकते हो आंसर्स. बट इतना पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. जैसे आप इसको पढ़ोगे ना, ये एकदम टोटल वेस्ट है पढ़ना विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी आओगे तो यहाँ पे इतने से लेकर यहाँ तक का सिर्फ काम है. मेन आइडिया आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा, यहाँ पे आंसर मिल जाएगा, आप मार्क कर दो. सेकंड आंसर आपको यहाँ मिल जाएगा, आप तुरंत मार्क कर दोगे, आगे बढ़ोगे. यहाँ पे यू आर गोइंग टू लुक अबाउट. अगर यहाँ पे आपको मार्क्स, अगर आपको कीवर्ड्स मैच होते हैं देन गो अहेड. अगर आपको मेन आइडिया मिलता है देन गो अहेड, नहीं तो जस्ट लीव इट. ठीक है, तो फैक्ट इज आपको ये पता होना चाहिए व्हाट इज द रिलेवेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन दैट यू नीड टू कंसिडर, व्हाट इज द इररिलेवेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन जिसके तरफ आपको देखना भी नहीं है. एंड वंस द क्वेश्चन इज सॉल्व्ड, once the question is solved, you are not supposed to read the entire passage. आपको knowledge नहीं gain करना, आपको question solve करना है. If you want to gain knowledge, that's a different thing. But आपको knowledge नहीं gain करना है, question solve करना है. तो the moment you are going to ma'am, I will not like this if you will not answer my question. Okay, just allow me a minute. I am answering your question. ठीक है. So I was telling you that if you want to solve it at one go, then make sure first of all locate the paragraph, because आपको question में नहीं मिलने वाला है कि आपका आंसर कहाँ है. Right? Locate the paragraph. Make sure the difference between skimming, scanning, and careful reading. Question पहले पढ़ लेना so that you are aware of the question. Got it? Now, like grapevines, the trees thrive in poor soil, putting down deep roots in search of moisture and nutrients. Southern Portugal's Alentejo region meets all of these requirements, which explains why by the early 20th century, this is a region had become the world's largest producer of the cork, and why today it accounts for roughly half of all the cork production around the world. Now, यहाँ पे this statement was entirely a waste. ठीक है? Now, अगर हम यहाँ पढ़ते हैं, मोस्ट कॉर्क फॉरेस्ट are family owned. Many of these family businesses and indeed many of the trees themselves are around 200 years ago. Cork production is above all an exercise in patience. From the planting of a cork sapling to the first harvest takes 25 years. Acha. Now listen to me carefully. Up, this is where the question is ranging. Majorly फोकस ऑन दैट, आपके जो क्वेश्चंस होंगे वो मेजरली सीक्वेंस में ही होंगे, ठीक है. ट्रू फॉल्स नॉट गिवन, यस नो नॉट गिवन, मेजरली जो क्वेश्चन टाइप्स होते हैं वो सीक्वेंस में ही होते हैं. सो यू विल गेट एन आइडिया कि विच क्वेश्चन यू आर सॉल्विंग एंड विच क्वेश्चन यू माइट एंड अप मिसिंग, ठीक है. तो अब मुझे पता चला कि नाउ आई एम गेटिंग द कीवर्ड्स, इट मींस आई हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, विच मींस यहाँ पे है दैट टेक्नोलॉजी हैज नेवर सक्सीडेड इन रेप्लिकेटिंग. इसका मतलब है साइंटिस्ट हैव डेवलप्ड. This statement is committing कि साइंटिस्ट ने डेवलप कर लिया है सिंथेटिक कॉर्क विद द सेम सेलुलर स्ट्रक्चर एज नेचुरल कॉर्क. तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, साफ साफ लिखा है दे हैव फेल्ड टू रेप्लिकेट इट. ये हो गया फॉल्स हमारा, ठीक है. मैम प्लीज ब्लॉक सुमित शर्मा फ्रॉम कमेंट बॉक्स, ही इज डिस्टर्बिंग अस अ लॉट. ही इज जस्ट आस्किंग क्वेश्चन, दैट्स ओके. नाउ individual cork oak trees must be left for 25 years between the first and second harvest, ठीक है. अब एक चीज इधर पे देख लेना जरा, it takes 25 years बोला तो है, लेकिन let me make it sure. अब ऐसा नहीं 25 years देखा, 25 years उधर देखा, ट्रू मार्क कर दिया. Don't do that. Listen to what the question is asking and read what question is asking and read what's there in the passage. 200 years old cork production is above all the exercise and patience. From the planting of cork sapling to the first harvest, from planting the cork sapling to the first harvest, it takes 25 years and a gap of approximately a decade must separate harvest from an individual tree. यहाँ से यहाँ तक you're gonna get your entire answer, जो कि साफ है, crystal clear है, that कि इंडिविजुअल कॉर्क ओक ट्रीज मस्ट बी लेट फॉर 25 ईयर्स. फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड हार्वेस्ट के बीच में 25 ईयर्स का गैप होना चाहिए, ऐसा लिखा है, जो कि यहाँ पे गलत है. फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड हार्वेस्ट के बीच में यू नीड टू हैव अ डेकेड गैप, विच मीन 10 ईयर्स ऑफ गैप. तो ये आंसर आपका क्या हो जाएगा? अगेन दिस आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी फॉल्स. एग्जैक्टली, वेरी गुड हरप्रीत, गुड, डूइंग ग्रेट. फॉल्स. आ गया समझ में? चलो आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. द नेक्स्ट इज cork bar should be stripped in dry atmospheric condition. ठीक है, अब इसको पढ़ लेते हैं. And for top quality cork, it is necessary to wait a further 15 to 20 years. You even have to wait for the right kind of summer's day to harvest cork. Cork bark should be stripped in dry atmospheric conditions. If the bark is stripped on a day when it is too cold or when the air is damp, the tree will be damaged. अच्छा, now here is where you are going to get the answers. अगर आप ट्री की बार्क को उस टाइम पे स्ट्रिप करेंगे, उस टाइम पे उसको हार्वेस्ट करेंगे जब द एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन इज वेरी डैम्प. डैम्प का मतलब क्या होता है? मॉइस्ट. डैम्प मीन्स मॉइस्ट. और बहुत ज्यादा कोल्ड होगा तो आपका ट्री डैमेज हो जाएगा, विच गिव्स अ वैलिडेशन टू द स्टेटमेंट कि आपका कॉर्क बार्क शुड बी स्ट्रिप्ड इन अ ड्राई एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन, टू विच द आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी ट्रू. अमेजिंग, गुड, बहुत बढ़िया. क्लियर हो गया? चलो आगे बढ़ लेते हैं. द ओनली वे टू रिमूव द बार्क फ्रॉम द कॉर्क ओक ट्री इज बाय हैंड. अब इसमें तो नहीं है हमारा आंसर, ठीक है. हेलो नासिर, द वे यू हैव रिटन हेलो. हेलो नासिर, हाउ आर यू? चलो ये हो गया, क्लियर है. अब आ जाओ लास्ट वाले में, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव आवर आंसर ओवर हियर. अब आ जाते हैं नेक्स्ट पैरा पे, ठीक है. चलो सुनो, इसको पढ़ो जरा. Cork harvesting is very specialized profession. No mechanical means of stripping cork bark has been invented. अभी तक इन्वेंट ही नहीं हुआ है. So the job is done by teams of highly skilled workers. First, they make vertical cuts down the bark using small sharp axes. Then they lever it away in pieces as large as they can manage. The most skillful cork strippers price away a semicircle husk that runs the length of the trunk from just above ground level to first branches. It's then dried on the ground for about 4 months before being taken to factories, where it is boiled to kill any insect that might remain in the cork. About 60% of cork then goes to be made into traditional border stopper, which most of the remainder being used in the construction trade. Cork board and cork tiles are ideal for thermal and acoustic insulation, while granules of cork are used in the manufacture of concrete. Okay, fine. The fact is, so far I haven't found. Okay. So we've got the answer. No mechanical means of stripping cork has been invented. That is something that's. Good afternoon, Nasir. पढ़ लो. This is the only thing that I would like to tell it to you. So no mechanical means for stripping cork bar has been invented. So like it's the it's there crystal clear. कोई मैकेनिकल वे इन्वेंट ही नहीं हुआ है. तो जब इन्वेंट ही नहीं हुआ है तो उसका आंसर फॉल्स कैसे हो सकता है? नो डाउट दे हैवंट मेंशन इट क्लियरली इन द पैसेज कि उसको बाय हैंड ही वी आर गोइंग टू डू. बट यस, क्योंकि वो कोई मैकेनिकल बीइंग इन्वेंट ही नहीं हुआ है, इट मीन्स it is done by hands. And because we have the reference of like axes and all that, okay? I'm getting itchy to write something, but I'm controlling by the. Okay. The only way to remove the bark from the cork tray is by hand is going to be true. बहुत बढ़िया. Very good, Harpreet. Doing great. Done? Clear? कोई doubt किसी को? Please let me know. Everyone. जल्दी बताओ, कोई doubt? Done? चलो. Now, here are the answers. You can refer to the answers. Okay? Star the other passage. I didn't get it. What is star the other passage? Here are the answers if you want to refer. Okay? The way I have solved it, you have to solve it the same way. Okay? But you need to make sure कि you do not end up reading the entire thing. अभी मैं again I'm going to repeat it. You're not here to gain knowledge. मतलब definitely passage को ऐसे पढ़ना है कि हमें आंसर देना है 20 मिनट्स में. ठीक है, जरूरी नहीं है हर चीज पढ़ना. यू नीड टू बी श्योर कि क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. उसके लिए इट्स रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू मार्क द कीवर्ड्स. उनसे रेफर करेंगे पहले, फिर पैराग्राफ देखेंगे. पैराग्राफ देखने के बाद एक बार स्किम रीड करेंगे. द मोमेंट यू गोइंग टू गेट द मेन आइडिया इज द मोमेंट यू गोइंग टू मार्क द आंसर्स. क्लियर? मैम, आई गॉट ऑल द आंसर्स करेक्ट. गुड. Start the other passage. Sure, I'm going to start it, but tomorrow. Okay, chalo. Yep, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot. It was a great session. And I really like the contribution of you all. That's a great one. Okay. Now, bye-bye. Take care. See you in the next session. Bye. And all the very best to all the students who are preparing for your IELTS examination. We're going to meet in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Keep on studying.